Welcome to the Canned Beer Podcast, where we open cans of beer and talk about it. This is Season 4, Episode 33. And today our Cantastic journey continues, and we're leaving the U.S. and heading to the Big Smoke, as they call it, Toronto, Ontario. And we don't often open cans of beer from Toronto, Ontario here at the Canned Beer Podcast, but today we are. But before we get to that, let's talk about our canned beer word of the week, beer nerd word of the week. And the beer nerd word of the week is, of course, head. What is head? Well, that's the froth that develops when you pour a beer correctly into a beer glass like this. So that's our beer nerd word of the week. And that brings us to our can of the week. And we have a special guest to intro this can that we have. Are you there, Sean?
Hey, Brad. I am here.
Great to see you. And it was good to see you the other night at your gig at the Green Growler while you were rocking it out with your band. So we had to get an actual rock and roll person here to intro this can. So without any further ado, tell us about what we're drinking today.
Absolutely, Brad. My pleasure. We're drinking the Rush Canadian Golden Ale, 5.5% alcohol by volume, 473 milliliters, which I'm guessing from the size of this can is about a pint.
Yeah, I think it's the pint size. And it's, I think, did you say 5.5% alcohol? So it's fairly strong as beers go, not crazy strong. And the beer maker is Henderson's Brewing Company from the Big Smoke, as we said, or in Rush terms, YYZ, Toronto, Ontario. And they're located somewhere up there. I think I wrote the address down, but I can't remember right now. So at any rate, 128 Sterling Road. And that would be important if you were going up there on August 8th to their Rush Day. So they've gone all in on Rush. I was quite surprised when I did some research and checked it out. This is sort of the entry-level beer, which I picked up at the Toronto airport on a recent trip through there on Canadian Thanksgiving. I was looking for cans of various things, and the only thing I could see that was worthwhile was this Rush. So I thought, hey, how else are you going to buy a single can or a couple of cans of Rush and Rush beer? And I was able to get one to Sean. We'd been talking about opening this beer for a while because although we do open a lot of cans, we don't open cans that are a co-fabrication with a rock band and particularly Rush. So, and are you a big Rush fan, Sean?
You better believe it, Brad. I've been listening to Rush since, middle school, high school. I play guitar. I'm a huge fan of their musicianship. I'm actually going to see them this July. Just got tickets literally last week for MSG in July.
Oh, you're going down there? Oh, fantastic. I went down on their, I don't know if it was their final tour or it was certainly their last tour with their drummer, and saw them at MSG. And you're in for a treat. They put on a great show. It's a little hard to hear because all the fans are shouting out the lyrics as such. And
I will probably be doing the same thing.
They have a very strange group of fans, but you'll see that when you get there. I quite enjoyed it, and growing up in Canada, Rush they'd play a bit of Rush at the high school dances and stuff, and it was a sure thing to clear a dance floor, and.
Much like most of my own experience playing in bands, definitely a heavy male audience there, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you're more of a hardcore band, so I think that's kind of the slice that likes that too. And looking at the pictures from Rush Day at Henderson's brewery setup, they struggled to get a woman in the shot, but there was one or two of them that maybe were dragged along by their...
Yeah, I was going to say, a couple girlfriends and wives that were dragged
husbands and spouses that came out there, so... Or maybe they were big hardcore fans. And the can itself is a a beautiful golden can, which I think is a relation to the golden ale, and then it has what do you call that character that's on there?
Well, I tell you what, my sons, who are 9 years old, were definitely having a field day looking at this can, because it's the naked guy from the Hemispheres album cover.
Yeah, I think that he is called Starman, if I guess correctly, but maybe that's just me being random. And yeah, it is from the Hemispheres album. It's a nice can, and I was surprised as I was researching it. They didn't just say, well, we're going to make one Rush beer and shut her down. They have a whole variety, including NA beer, which is, I'm Not Driving Tonight, Rush NA, which is, kind of a cool thought and a good idea.
Yeah, definitely.
They also have some, just as cryptic and crazy as their time signatures are, they have a beer that's made with Riesling grape juice in it too, and it tops out into the wine range. It's a Belgian version with it's up over 10%. So some pretty hardcore beer, which judging by their fan base, I think they're probably that would be a good one for them, because some of those guys are a little heavy. It might take a few of these ones or one of those hardcore heavy hitter Rush beers to get them fired up, but you'll see it at the concert. They will be fired up. I guarantee it.
Well, with what I'm paying for tickets, I don't think I'm going to be able to afford too many beers at the show. So hopefully they're nice, strong ones.
Yeah, we'll see them. That's really fantastic.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I never saw them with Neil. So this may be my one and only chance. And the woman who's playing drums for them for the tour is an unbelievable drummer.
Yeah, so, I've seen a little bit of that, and I did see them with Neil. I think it was once or twice I went to see them, and they were. And
I've never seen a show in Madison Square Garden.
What?
Either. So
not a regular there, but I've seen. I saw the Rush shows. I saw Sarah. I saw the Billy Joel concert bowl type of thing. That was pretty good. I went there with my friend Steven and his family, and I find after years of rock and roll, chainsaws, and every other kind of thing that I've been involved with, I got to wear hearing protection at these things. I'll end up with a ringing that doesn't go away. You know what I mean? But
100%. I wear earplugs to every show. I was wearing earplugs the other Saturday night. I mean, you got to protect your ears. That's for sure.
You do, and I wish I'd got onto that earlier as a former sound, front of house sound technician. The volumes that you're exposed to are outrageous, and then on top of it, you're checking levels with the headphones, and it really destroys your hearing. Not to mention mic, placing mics on Marshall cabinets and stuff like that, and of course everybody's chopping off in your face, So
there's not too much that feels better than a loud amp in your face sometimes.
No, it isn't. That chunka is the best. But and then the drummer's always go, I need more kick drum in my monitor. Yeah, not so much. But it's great to have an actual musician on here, opening up a can of beer from arguably one of the the heavyweight bands. So.
Oh yeah. Definitely are. A bit polarizing band, I will say. Not too many people that are like, take it or leave it with Rush. I feel like you're either really into them or
and
they're just not your thing.
I listen to it, but only in small doses. I have their CDs somewhere around. I do have a CD player up on the shelf that I occasionally listen to music to, but right now it's more likely Raffi than Rush, But.
I've always got a couple of their albums on my iPod, my iPhone or whatever. I happen to have, because in the car, like right now I got Signals and Power Windows, which are like more the 80s synth Rush.
Yeah.
But man, cranked up loud, Mystic Rhythms or Subdivisions even. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I recommend everybody go out and revisit the Rush catalog.
Yeah, I do too. If you got got a chance, even on Pandora, fire up the Rush channel, you won't be disappointed.
Oh no, definitely not.
I think Trailer Park Boys were quite into Rush too, weren't they? As taking off on a Canadian side, I think they.
I feel like maybe Alex Lifeson was on the show, but I can't.
Yeah, and there's pictures of Getty and Alex tasting the beer with the Henderson people, to make sure that it's up to snuff. So, yeah. But what is it that we do at the Can Beer Podcast, Sean?
I think we open beers and
talk about it. So we've certainly been talking the heck out of Rush and the Henderson beer makers. I think this might be one that a friend of mine has a podcast where he opens cans of beer and then works on electronics, and that's a pile of stuff. I think you would and he's probably a Rush fan too, if I remember. So Kent, you may want to try this one. He is more of a microbrewery thing, but I think it says on here that it's a craft brewed product. There's a little barely legible thing here, something about.
Yeah, we even got the ingredients in French.
Oui. Il, orge maltais, houblon, sigel, de vieux, cantier de orge. Some sort of French stuff. Craft brewed. That's what she says. So without any further ado, I think we should get at her here and pop the cork on this, or flip the tab on this. Are you ready?
Let's go.
I'm going to give you a countdown to 5, and give me a 2-second pause, and then we'll pop these things. Remember, this could be highly powered. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. I got a bit amateurish with the head, so to speak, but I got.
Oh, my head is looking.
I got about
kind of perfect. I'm not big and foamed out here. I got just a nice little creamy top on there.
Oh, you're good. I got about an inch.
I poured on the side of the glass. I heard that's what the pros do.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty tasty beer. Hey.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. You'll be thinking.
It has more flavor than I thought it would.
I wonder if you'll be able to get one of these at MSG.
I have not seen one of these at all. I've never seen this beer ever. I mean, have you ever seen it south of the border?
I think you can get it. Maybe not now with the curfews, or what do they call them? Tariffs and all the malarkey, but you probably could.
Oh gosh, yeah.
There's only a few places you can actually get a Labatt's Blue around here. I think I saw it at ShopRite or somewhere like that.
Really? Molson, I guess, is that probably the top Canadian beer in this area?
Yeah, Labatt's Blue, or Molson Canadian probably, but you see some Labatt's Blue around here. Yeah, this is a decent beer. It just has.
Oh, I went through a Labatt's phase.
Yeah, listening to Rush and drinking Labatt's.
I was just up in Montreal this past summer. I really liked it up there.
Yeah, it's a very chill city. We've stayed up there a few times recently, and quite close to the McGill campus. I think it's an Omni or something we stayed at. And,
okay.
It's very walkable. There's lots of places around, and you can sample the wines and beers, and the food is very good. So.
The food was excellent, even just at regular places. I mean, we were there with the kids, and not going anywhere too fancy, but even a place that just sells pizza, and this is coming from New York, mm-hmm. I thought the pizza was very good.
Yeah, well, there's a big Italian community in Montreal, so a shout out to John. If you're ever listening, cheers. I'm sure you know all the good pizza places there. I met him down here, and he was working in real estate banking, and ended up heading back up to his home in Montreal. But he was a Franco-Italian, I guess you would say. John, with a typical Italian last name. But yeah, exactly. You can get a good pie up there. So our shout out goes thanks first to Sean, who's really pulled it off, and thank you for the spicy bits about Rush. I know as a musician you're quite astute at this stuff, and probably do you play any Rush tunes?
Oh, I mean, my band definitely not, but and on my own, their music's very difficult. So I got a couple riffs here and there, but a complete Rush song is not something that I have ever pulled off.
Well, maybe you will after you see the concert. You'll be
I'm
moved.
sure.
And another shout out to Kent at Pile of Stuff. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I know you open far more cans of beer than I do on an average year. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and maybe you can get it in Winnipeg. I got this one at the Toronto airport, so I think I'd mentioned it earlier, aka YYZ, which is a Rush song. So that's great. And our head scratcher, as I said earlier, why is August 8th the Rush Day? For those of you who are inquiring minds, look it up and let us know. And for those of you that are listening to just the audio, I'm wearing a black AC/DC shirt because I don't have a lot of rock and roll t-shirts this right now. It was either AC/DC or Led Zeppelin, and I didn't think that would be totally appropriate. So, and I'm wearing my tragically hip Canadian concert hat that I picked up at one of the last concerts with Gord Downey when they were at the Beacon, and that was a fantastic concert as well. So,
nice. I'll have to get you some Mickey's Crew merch. Shout out to my own band, Mickey's Crew.
Exactly. I've been anxious to see some Mickey's Crew stuff.
And interestingly, for this podcast, the Mickey in Mickey's Crew refers to Mickey's malt liquor.
Oh.
If you know about the little grenade-shaped bottles.
Okay.
And we are a bunch of 40 and 50-year-old men playing music that we played 25 years ago when we started the band. So it's mostly for fun, but...
Yeah. It looked like you had a pretty raucous crowd at the Green Growler, so it really took me back to squeeze in there to my old rock and roll days anyways.
Oh, it would bring you right back where almost everybody in the crowd is a member of one of the other bands playing.
We used to have some crazy hardcore concerts at a place called the Park Community Center back in Brandon. And there were some good bands touring through. I think I mentioned some. I can't remember the name right now, but there were some pretty decent ones, and those are crazy concerts. Definitely wearing hearing protection because it was rockingly loud. So.
Oh, one of my favorite hardcore bands of all time is a Canadian band. I think from Central Canada. I don't know exactly where, but they're called I Spy, and they were in the early to mid '90s, and. They're kind of obscure band, but still to this day, some of the best fast hardcore punk songs with a real progressive message too.
Oh, cool. Well, if anybody wants to look up that, they're welcome to. And in closing, we'd like to thank you all for tuning into the Can Beer Podcast, where we open cans of beer and talk about it. And remember, just because they come in a cool can with a naked guy looking at a star on it, doesn't mean you can drink and drive. So the Canned Beer Podcast is a center stage production, all rights reserved. Oh, and happy April Fools!